this week on India Ascends.
Hello everyone and a very good morning. The Delhi Assembly elections have always been a high-stakes battle. But this year, it's even more crucial for the three main players, that is the Aam Aadmi Party, the Bharatiya Janata Party and the Congress. For Aam Aadmi Party, it's about retaining power for the third consecutive term, which would be a testament to Arvind Kejriwal's governance model. Remember, Aam Aadmi Party's welfare schemes, such as 2,100 rupees monthly allowance for women, will be put to test. On the other hand, BJP is determined to regain lost ground and prove its dominance in the national capitals, which they did during the Lok Sabha polls ever since 2014. Congress, which has been struggling to find its footing, sees this election as an opportunity to revive its fortunes. The election is being contested across 70 assembly seats with over 1.47 crore eligible voters. The outcome of this election will have significant implications for all these three parties. And if AAP wins, it will reinforce Kejriwal's position as a key player in national politics. A BJP victory will boost the party's morale and demonstrate its ability to win state elections one after the other. For the Congress, a decent performance will be crucial in restoring its credibility. The results will not only decide the fate of Delhi, but will also have a ripple effect on national politics. So hello everyone, the stage is set, and for the next few hours, this is your election news destination as we get you all the numbers from all the counting centers. Even as we speak, 2 minutes to go for the EVMs to open. First will be the postal ballot which will be counted, and then it will be the actual votes. So roughly around 8:30 a.m. is when we can expect that to happen. But for the moment, let's bring in the reporters who are tracking the story very, very closely. What is happening at the Aam Aadmi Party headquarters? 10 years it has been in power. Are they looking tensed? Has some preparations begun? Is there some jalebi or some mithai or laddus anywhere, Anushka?
Maria, we are seeing that this intense campaigning came to an end, but also we saw that the showdown was continuing between the Aam Aadmi Party and the BJP, while we saw the BJP giving a tough fight and looking for a comeback after 27 years. We saw Congress fighting for resurgence and Aam Aadmi Party fighting for survival. Also, now we are seeing that during the first term, Aam Aadmi Party won with 67 seats. On the second term, Aam Aadmi Party won with 62 seats. But now the Aam Aadmi Party had a quite tumultuous year. This time around, they were, all of the senior leaderships of the Aam Aadmi Party were in fact jailed on the charges of corruption. Several of the Aam Aadmi Party leaders were also in fact, they had to face a tough time during this,
and show to our viewers what
during
exactly
the last
is happening at the Aam Aadmi Party office.
Certainly, Maria, I'll ask my camera person to in fact pan the camera and also show you the visuals here. The stage is set. We are seeing Karyakartas are coming one after another, and we are also seeing all of them exuding confidence that they are in fact going to win this battle. Now, remember when the exit polls prediction came, it predicted that the BJP is about to make a comeback, but also Aam Aadmi Party leaders rejected the exit poll and said that this is a fake narrative that is being said by the BJP, who are trying to in fact poach the Aam Aadmi Party's MLAs. Will also show you around, what kind of a scene, what kind of a glimpse can be, seen here at the Aam Aadmi Party headquarters. Several of the Aam Aadmi Party leaders we saw in the morning, they went to the temple to take blessings. Also, we saw some of them saying that they are quite confident that Arvind Kejriwal is going to be next chief minister. Atishi, who's the incumbent chief minister, has said that. And also we are seeing that the Aam Aadmi Party people who are in fact quite confident that their welfare schemes and their developmental work is what the people of Delhi have voted for. Now it's about 8 o'clock, and we are seeing that the counting will be started now. Also, we are seeing people of the Delhi who decided on 5th of February the results will be coming, and we will get to know as to what Delhi has decided. But also we are seeing both the party, that is the Aam Aadmi Party and the BJP, are fighting closely, while the Congress is looking for a resurgence this time around. Back to studio, Mara.
Thank you so much. We'll keep coming to you. We have here in the studio Amitabh Tiwari, political strategist, Sujata Pandey, political analyst. Amitabh Tiwari, stakes are high, could not be higher than this because it is, after all, the showcase capital of the national capital, of one of the fastest growing economies. So is it really that showcase capital is going to be decided today? It's not just about those who cast their votes. The entire country is watching these 70 seats.
Yeah, so now you can say it's the sixth battle between brand Modi and brand Kejriwal.
That's right.
It's 3-2 in favor of brand Modi as of now. But the Aam Aadmi Party has been winning the state elections and has been equaling the record of the BJP or Prime Minister Modi. So the question is, how much dent has the BJP's narrative of this corruption allegations, Liquorgate scandal, Sheesh Mahal allegations have dented the credibility of Arvind Kejriwal? That's the primary or the key question which could decide the fortunes of these elections. Because see, Delhi has a high middle class population base compared to other states. And unlike the rest of the country where the middle class traditionally backs the BJP, here in the Vidhan Sabha election, a majority of the middle class backs the Aam Aadmi Party, fascinated by its anti-corruption plank, transparent funding, public participation in decision making, fresh perspective, ideas, etc. So now we have to see whether brand Kejriwal holds on to its fort, whether the Mahila, the minorities, the middle class continue to back him as they do, and that could well decide the fortunes of these elections.
Okay, so let me go to Ghazali now, who's joining us from the Kalkaji Counting Center. It's 8-3, so the counting has begun, Ghazali.
Yeah, certainly. The counting has begun and so is the movement here. You can see the party supporters for all the parties, for Congress, Aam Aadmi Party and the BJP. They have all lined up here, anxiously waiting for any such info from their candidates, because Alka Lamba from Congress and Atishi as well from Aam Aadmi Party, they have both gone inside. We have not seen Ramesh Bidudi, who is also the candidate for the Kalkaji Assembly constituency. This particular counting center also serves counting for the 4 constituencies besides Kalkaji. It is also for Okhla and other assembly constituencies. And before getting inside, we managed to speak to Atishi as well as Alka Lamba. They both said that perhaps they're confident of their victory. Atishi said that Arvind Kejriwal will be the chief minister for the 4th time. For Alka Lamba, she is also saying that she is very confident that people will choose her as the representative for Kalkaji Assembly constituency. And Maria, this entire contest, as you rightly pointed out, is like everybody is keenly watching it, especially for Aam Aadmi Party. It's a high stakes battle. Till yesterday we saw the kind of allegations and counter allegations, and we have also seen that how their resources from Punjab has been engaged in this entire campaigning. And experts also point out that perhaps the outcome of this result will have some reverberation in Punjab's politics as well.
Yes, that's right. And we can see all reporters outside the counting center, and that's where the focus is at the moment. So if I were to give some data to the viewers, in around 5,000 trained personnel will be overseeing this entire counting process. In each assembly constituency, 5 randomly selected VVPATs, which is voter verifiable paper audit trails, will be checked to ensure transparency. So Election Commission also preparing itself from an impending charge or preemptive charge which will be coming in from any of the political parties. A word from Aishwarya Jain, who joins us from the BJP headquarters. A big day certainly for the BJP, I would say, Aishwarya. They have been out of power in Delhi for 27 long years.
Well, and after almost 20 to 25 years, we are witnessing such kind of excitement at the BJP state unit, at the BJP state headquarters at Pandit Mark. Let me show you quickly the visuals of the BJP state headquarters. A big screen has been installed over here, and there has been massive cutouts which has also been installed. A lot of media personals who are gathering out here. And Vishnu Mittal, BJP leader, also joining with me. Let me have a quick word from him. सर बिग डे एक्साइटमेंट लगभग 20-25 साल बाद इतना एक्साइटमेंट हम लोग बीजेपी के मुख्यालय पे यहाँ पर देख रहे हैं. कितना कॉन्फिडेंट है आप लोग आज?
100% कॉन्फिडेंट है और दिल्ली की जनता में भी खुशी का माहौल है, क्योंकि 26 साल तक दिल्ली की जनता ने जो देखा है, पहले 15 साल कांग्रेस और 11 साल आम आदमी पार्टी, दिल्ली की इतनी बुरी हालत कर दी है. दिल्ली देश की राजधानी है, दिल्ली कूड़े का ढेर बन गया है, दिल्ली में डेवलपमेंट के नाम पे कुछ नहीं हुआ. पोल्यूशन में दिल्ली के लोग जीने को मजबूर हैं, पीने को गंदा पानी मिल रहा है. तो उसी के खिलाफ दिल्ली की जनता ने वोट दिया है, मोदी जी पे भरोसा किया है.
विष्णु जी जल्दी से बताइए कि आपने तो जमीन पर काम किया इस पूरे इलेक्शंस में, झुग्गियों पर खास तौर पर काम किया. वो कौन से ऐसे सेक्शंस हैं जिनका वोटर स्विंग हो सकता है इस बार आम आदमी पार्टी से बीजेपी की तरफ, और आपको लगता है कि ये सेक्शन, ये फैक्टर्स हमारे तरफ जाने वाले?
देखिए 100% एक तो दिल्ली के झुग्गी के लोगों ने भाजपा को वोट दिया है, क्योंकि झुग्गियों की ऐसी हालत अरविंद केजरीवाल ने कर दी है. आप कभी जाके देखेंगे तो वहाँ पे नालियां, सीवर जाम पड़ी है, कूड़े के ढेर लगे.
The first lead has come in and this is for the Aam Aadmi Party. So at 8-8 is when the first leads have come in. It is for the Aam Aadmi Party. Sajjan, a word on this and then I go back to Aishwarya.
Yeah, I mean, let's wait. I mean, kind of as happens in every election, let's wait up to say 10-11 and thereafter we'll have a clarity. But nevertheless, this time kind of when it was almost 2 weeks back, it seemed that Aam Aadmi Party, despite the downward trend, is maintaining an edge because of the demographic factor, because of its schemes. But as the election started moving closer, certainly there were kind of reports that BJP is trying to get some more momentum. And there are two things, and that's my personal view. If you talk to the people who were more on the ground, they still think that the demographic edge may be there, or it may be a bit closer. But when the exit poll comes, and the benefit of the exit poll is that it is the latest kind of a sentiment mapping from the people, and it's giving a clear edge to the BJP. So therefore, let's wait up to 10-11, because being the smaller constituency, it would be easier to get the train by 11.
So it's 8-9, and there is one lead, another one which has come in. This is postal ballot, ladies and gentlemen. This is for the Aam Aadmi Party. Going back to Aishwarya. Aishwarya, what is the preparations at the BJP office in Delhi?
Well, Karyakartas are also expected in a short while from now at the BJP headquarters, because the exit polls clearly predicted that it would be BJP Sarkar this time in the national capital. A double engine government is something that the BJP leaders are also expecting, looking at the exit polls that had paved way for them. But huge posters and cutouts being installed. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, BJP President JP Nadda, Home Minister Amit Shah at the BJP state headquarters. A lot of media personals are over here as well. And leaders have started arriving early this morning at the BJP state headquarters. Let's wait for almost an hour or so as to get a much clearer picture as to where these results will turn around.
Fast,
But
very
Janata
fast.
Party top
It's
leadership
just a
very
matter of
confident
70
the promises that
seats.
they have done.
Not many, not too many. And it's 4 for the BJP, 1 for Aam Aadmi Party. It's postal ballots very, very early. It's 8-10 only. Sujata.
So I think this election will set the barometer for the upcoming political climate in this country, especially with the Bihar election, and then you have in 26 you have the Bengal election. If BJP wins, it will end their dry spell of 30 years, and it will finally establish that BJP has been able to broaden its base of Hindutva and now to a socially, economically deprived section, which supposedly was not something that BJP could forte on. Yes. So now this would change. If AAP wins, then I think Delhi would now get synonymous with Arvind Kejriwal model of governance, as how Pradhan Mantri Modi's model of governance is synonymous with the Gujarat model. It will also put Arvind Kejriwal as an alternative to the Rahul Gandhi, I would say.
More leads coming in. BJP 5, Aam Aadmi Party 1. Very early, nothing much to say on that. From which part of Delhi are these numbers coming? That remains to be seen. In all, 6 leads which have come in so far out of 70. Remember, the halfway mark in the 70-member assembly is 34. Go ahead.
So this is largely postal ballots. I would assume postal ballots would be less than 1% of the total votes.
Yeah.
in Delhi. But there is an interesting trend here is that in the recent polls, we've seen that in postal ballots, BJP has been trailing across states, most of the states. Here it's leading. It's also primarily to do with that the central government and the state government employees proportion is higher. Also, this could include the senior citizens. So the tax break, the disenchantment of the middle class with Arvind Kejriwal, the 8th pay commission, all these things could potentially give an edge to the BJP, perhaps slight edge in the postal ballot things. But we'll have to wait till, as Sajjad is saying, around 10:30ish is what some early conclusions could be made. On
You know what, Maria, what is interesting? I'm only interested to know kiski jalebi banegi or kiske laddu nahi, because this should not happen in Haryana.
In fact, those visuals that are coming in out of a counting center where postal ballots are being counted even as we speak. So we have early trends, very, very early trends, ladies and gentlemen, of 8 seats in which BJP is leading in 6, Aam Aadmi Party in 2. Let's bring in some more guests who are joining us on this special broadcast. Nitin Tyagi, BJP spokesperson. We have Arshpreet Kadial of the Congress. Nitin Tyagi, of course, it's too early. Perhaps even the BJP will be careful, because as I've been speaking to some BJP leaders, they are saying that don't jump the gun. We have had celebrations in the past and we have got celebrations wrong. So this time around, we'll ensure that the celebrations begin at the right moment.
Definitely, celebrations should begin at the right moment, but you should be prepared to celebrate. We have worked really hard, and all the volunteers, all the Karyakartas of Bharatiya Janata Party have really pushed themselves beyond their limits to win this election, and we are very confident of winning this election. And Arvind Kejriwal ji, with his whole gang of PC warriors, I think he has not been able to create a false narrative that he has always been trying to do that. And his politics of creating fear in the minds of public, his politics of coming out with false promises to the public, I think people are able to see through it. And we are very confident of coming up on top in this election.
Okay.
And,
Arshpreet Kadial, at the moment, let me take your reaction. It's 8:14 and the Congress seems to have got one lead in the postal ballot.
Well, see, number one, it's been 27 years since the Bharatiya Janata Party saw power in government, and it will take another 27 years for them to see power. Second of all, we all know how massive the anti-incumbency was against the Aam Aadmi Party, given the massive failures they had in the last couple of years. The report card of the Aam Aadmi Party, everyone knows, the Sheesh Mahals, the liquor scams, their entire leadership going behind bars, spending 5 to 6 months, getting their bills rejected again and again, and then ultimately getting it. And then orders like you can't go to the same office, can't go to the secretariat. And then the kind of outrageous allegations that were leveled, the kind of outrageous statements that were given. I think there's a bit of introspection also that's needed, saying that the Yamuna River is being that Yamuna is being poisoned, and then saying that a government is involved, then defaming Punjabis by the Bharatiya Janata Party leaders, and then bringing down the level of politics by leaders like Mr. Ramesh Viduri, who said that if we win, we'll make the roads like the cheeks of Priyanka Gandhi, which is utterly obnoxious, and the Bharatiya Janata Party did not do anything about that. So let's not bring down the level of politics just in order to win, because at the end of the day, democracy should not lose.
Aam Aadmi Party has been in power in Delhi. The question is, will they get another term? Will Arvind Kejriwal get another term? That's at stake. And what is the future of Aam Aadmi Party post today will be decided as well. But it's rather a peculiar situation, Amitabh. Every time we look at elections, we talk about, battle for survival for one party or the other.
No, see, essentially, for Congress, of course, it's a battle of relevance, because the party has not been able to open its account. If it does not open its account even now or in this election, then it could be relegated to clearly the 3rd position or the 4th, 5th position. Now somebody else could take over as the 3rd party in Delhi, because you have a crucial Punjab election also. So you have to see that Congress has been ceding ground to the Aam Aadmi Party. Then Gujarat could be troublesome for the Congress party, because in Gujarat, Aam Aadmi Party has already made inroads into the Congress vote bank. For Aam Aadmi Party, I would not say it's an existential crisis, Because let's say even if they lose, the party by its structure is capable of spreading its wings across the country because it's not a regional party. It's not born out of a regional movement. Parties like TMC, DMK, TRS, they are confined to the perimeter of their state. Aam Aadmi Party can spread its wings nationally and its leader speaks Hindi. So it's able to connect to a larger population.
Yes, to the North India.
To the north and even Hindi belt. See, and even in Western India like Gujarat or Maharashtra, people do understand Hindi, correct? It's only problematic in the southern part or maybe the northeastern part of the country. For BJP, again, it's a small state, correct? So if they lose, they could play on the game that it's a small state, nothing matters, it's a half state rather, correct? But it's a battle for prestige because 3 times in a row, a brand which has been
Winning
the
Lok Sabha
topmost,
polls.
winning Lok Sabha polls, defeating all brands at the top of the ratings, is not able to defeat a smaller brand in a small state. So that will be put to question. And like Sujata ji said, it will then be a Gujarat model of governance versus a Delhi model of governance. 2 very alternate models, but they have their own pockets of influence in different parts of the country.
And Sujata, you know, the difference between 2020 polls and this one is that Arvind Kejriwal also had won municipal elections in 2022. So for all the practical purposes, he could not have really continued to pass the blame and indulge in this. Okay, Arvind Kejriwal is trailing in postal ballot is what we are being told now. It's 8:18. I'm just watching the time, the clock, as much as we look at those numbers. It's 6-6. It's even Steven between the BJP and the Aam Aadmi Party right now, even as Arvind Kejriwal is trailing from his New Delhi constituency. So, you know, the larger question then is that it can no longer have that fig leaf that it does not really control Delhi, if you have the control of municipality.
So that is why, Manya, what happened is when they won MCD, they celebrated, but they did not understand that it could become the reason of, you know, the entire blame game that they've been playing all throughout. What I call is a typical topi transfer, that you know, the LG is not allowing them to function, and then there are sewer problems, there are road problems, there is dirt accumulation, then all that Kude ka Pahar and all of that.
So Parvesh Verma is leading, in fact, from New Delhi constituency. A word on Parvesh.
I think he would be able to
pull it through.
You know, Arvind Kejriwal, because you know, these the constituency. If you see the New Delhi constituency, there is a middle class. There is also government officials, which definitely benefit from the budget and the 8th pay commission. And then BJP has been camping in those juggis. You know, the RSS has been, the Vistaraks have gone there. So there is a split of the juggi voter, which was a core voter of the Arvind Kejriwal.
That's right.
So it is, and you see from the frustration, from the body language, from the theatrics that
too early to talk about the body language, I would say.
No, one thing is interesting in New Delhi. It's one of the few constituencies where the number of voters has declined. There's a 20,000, around 20,000 voters have reduced. Who are these voters? Have the government voters moved to a new location because of the construction of new quarters? Then the proportion of the poor and lower class increases in that seat. That's very tricky. I think it's just one of the 2 seats where the voting number has reduced.
Okay, so 9 for the BJP, 7 for Aam Aadmi Party. That's the updated lead. But, you know, New Delhi constituency, a fascinating battle playing out. Congress veteran and heavyweight in Sandeep Dixit versus Arvind Kejriwal versus Parvesh Verma, who did not get the Lok Sabha tickets, but the BJP chose to field him in these elections, and he also went all out and he campaigned rather aggressively, Amitabh.
And precisely, if you see, they were kind of initially, the trend was that, sorry, that even if AAP would be able to this time retain, there were some of the constituency, and New Delhi being among them, that perhaps therein it may be a scenario, and it's still too early to say that maybe Aam Aadmi Party won't be doing as bad as is expected, but the top leadership may lose their seats.
But if Arvind Kejriwal loses, this election is a referendum on Arvind Kejriwal.
Precisely.
And Aam Aadmi Party is a very personality-driven party.
That would be the curse of Sheila Dikshit, I mean, kind of.
I don't know about the curse and all that, but it's, this election was fought on the face of the Arvind Kejriwal. But if he loses its face, the party loses its face, the things that he said, and his model also loses its face. So I see it as a,
interestingly, let's not forget that when the Lok Sabha elections were fought, it was the same Mr. Kejriwal who had said that if you want me to continue in jail, then make Aam Aadmi Party lose. But if you want me to come out, then ensure that BJP
and they lost all
that
7
Aam Aadmi Party wins all 7 seats.
No, but what Sajjan is hinting at is that there could be a West Bengal kind of a situation
Exactly.
where you are cornered into a tight contest and you might lose, but your party might eventually win the state. So what happens? So Mamata Banerjee still became the chief minister.
She lost from Nandigram, but
Uttarakhand chief minister.
I mean, kind of.
Uttarakhand chief minister.
Yeah.
Pushkar Dhami lost, correct, the elections.
I mean, here.
And then he became the CM.
Yeah, here more than Kejriwal, I think stakes are for Aam Aadmi Party for a reason, because what Amitabh ji was saying, that Aam Aadmi Party, one of the reasons that why they are able to expand or at least have a significant presence, 13% in Gujarat, and forming the government in Punjab and lots many areas. Because see, you can be a party into one state. When you go to the other state, you are confined to that territory. But when you are ruling Delhi, everywhere you go across India, and you say, you come to Delhi and you see what we are doing, you see the education. I mean, that way Kejriwal used to flaunt. So for Aam Aadmi Party, and here I think I have a different perspective, it's very existential to retain Delhi, because showcasing national capital, as an experiment, as an alternative model of governance. So even if you go to the Gujarat and you start flaunting Delhi model, you go to Punjab, even in Himachal initially there was a traction. You lose Delhi, then you lose the locus standi.
And it's also said that, in politics, if you lose the roots from where it all started,
Absolutely.
What are you if you are not able to win the state from where you start?
That's what happened with Congress. When it lost Uttar Pradesh, slowly and steadily it started losing all the Hindi belt.
It's far closer than we think right now. It's 9-9.
And that's why this election will be more consequential than existential. I don't know about existential, but then consequential for sure, because it will have a consequence in Punjab
a word
also.
on this, because we are looking at 8:23 now. It's 10-9. BJP in double digit, but this is of course very, very early.
See, it's a close contest. Even when exit polls were predicting the directionally that BJP is leading, there were some exit polls, I think 2 to 3, who have said that the Aam Aadmi Party could win with a decent enough mandate. That's why you see the poll of polls were at 41-27, something like that. So this is again pointing to a very close contest, a very high profile contest which has been contested not only at a presidential level between Kejriwal and Modi, but also at a seat-by-seat level, very high-pitched campaign and a contest.
And very localized election.
Very localized.
And everybody kept on talking about the big face. I mean, who has the BJP fielded? Who is it, Kejriwal versus who? That question. Despite that, if the early trends are showing this, then there would be lots to analyze by the end of the day about BJP getting its strategy right. But for the moment, let's bring in Arshpreet Kardial and also Nitin Tyagi, who continue to be with us. Arshpreet, of course, you are still at 1. The needle hasn't moved for the Congress party. Let's not forget that there was a great degree of remembrance and at the same time nostalgia for Sheila Dikshit when I was traveling in Delhi. Delhi voters did talk about Sheila Dikshit and her model of governance and how it did ensure them good water, good electricity 24/7, and things were much better than what it is now.
Exactly. Now, when the elections were happening, people were time and again saying that we all remember the model of governance that was brought about by Sheila Dikshit ji. The roads, the bridges, the garbage was in control, the pollution was in control.
No, but could you have, my question is something else. Could you have worked enough to ensure that nostalgia converts into seats?
Of course, we have worked very hard. Now, there's one difference between us and the Bharatiya Janata Party and the Aam Aadmi Party. The BJP and the Aam Aadmi Party tom-toms a lot. They work less on the ground and they tom-tom a lot on the media, a lot on the social media. They are 24/7 over advertising, marketing and branding. And on the other hand, The Congress party is all about work. We're not brand as much, we're not display as much. We believe in working as actions speak louder than words. And at the end of the day, people should win. The democracy should win. And here we have seen in the last couple of years, the Aam Aadmi Party has made a lot of promises. If they could not deliver it then, Mr. Kejriwal admitted it on an interview that he could not clean the Yamuna despite promise. He could not give clean water in every household. He could not make the roads of Delhi like the roads of Europe. And he has admitted, so why would people of Delhi give him another chance since he has admitted to failure?
Surely.
And
All
he
right.
is someone who spent 6 months, and we all remember what the Supreme Court said when the bail of the...
Going back to the reporters who are joining us from the Delhi BJP office, what's the mood like on the ground? Kalka ji, another fascinating battle which is playing out between Alka Lamba versus Ramesh Biduri versus Atishi, who is the Chief Minister of Delhi. But a word on BJP office. What's happening there, Ishika? You spoke to Mr. Sachdeva earlier today. He would be going ahead with prayers.
In fact. Well, yes, certainly, today we are seeing, Maria, that the BJP is actually prepped up. In fact, today we are reporting from the Delhi BJP office, and let me show you around that. First, you can see the number of screens that they have put up here, all to witness the counting with all the Karyakartas here as well. And you can see the number of, the screens that have been put up for that. And certainly, you can see the cutouts of rather the big faces or the kingmakers if BJP wins today. So you can see the preparations have already been done at the BJP office, because today what we are getting to know that the Karyakartas, the big leaders will be coming here, and we continue to show you the visuals here, and of course how the intense campaigning happened. So all the big faces of that, be it PM Modi, be it Amit Shah, be it JP Nadda, all of that has been put out here, because remember here that this place has been buzzing since the time the campaign started. And how was the BJP campaign? What were the big issues? Well, all of it is summed up in the poster wall that they had made. You can look at, the poster wall that they had made, talking about the CAG report, the Sheesh Mahal Rao, the liquor policy scam regarding, the women. Certainly, that was also a big factor. So BJP has prepared this poster wall also that continues to be here at their office. So BJP says that they are very much confident that all of these issues will be highlighted in the minds of the voters when they had voted, and it will be reflected in the mandate also today. So certainly the corruption allegations were also a big, a defining factor, but remains to be seen whether or not will it be reflecting in the mandate. But BJP is very much confident this time for a comeback. Over to you.
A comeback after 27 years, but the nature of campaign, nature of strategy, Sajjan, a word on that. So here, perhaps when the Prime Minister addressed the first rally in Delhi, he addressed the big question, the elephant in the room, whether all the freebies will continue or not.
Right.
So he said everything will continue, and plus there would be a top-up. So 2,100 rupees plus 400 rupees extra, which will be there, and free Bijli, free Pani will continue.
So, see, BJP's strategy has been on the plank of Aam Aadmi Party. They were not into denial or ridicule. So, one, it was assuring the poor voter, and that has been the BJP's core concern, because since 1998, if you see, while middle class have been voting for the BJP, be it Sheila Dikshit or Arvind Kejriwal, it's the lower middle class and the poor segments that in assembly election used to vote to the Congress and now Aam Aadmi Party. So, BJP had to win the war of perception by assuring the poor voters that BJP is not against the freebies. This is one. Two, also, there was not much difference besides that Prime Minister led the campaign in Delhi election. Like 2020, 2015, in fact, like 2020, there was no face. Party did not try to project or even float, and there was no whisper campaigning that A, B, C, D could be the face. There was nothing except in the same direction. Both Aam Aadmi Party and BJP were promising the freebies and, as you said, top up. If at all, assuming if BJP, despite everything, despite no novelty, manages to come back into the power, that would be primarily on account of the anti-Aam Aadmi Party, Because we do not say, yes, Prime Minister Modi led, but you see BJP leadership, BJP faces. sort of the state unit. There was nothing which was indicating that they were really aggressive. And yet if BJP is coming back, so despite their organizational investment, primarily we have to concede that perhaps Aam Aadmi Party did not only lose the middle class support base, but it also alienated a section of the lower middle class and the poor segments. So primarily it would be if incumbent loses, anti-incumbency vote, you know, wherein BJP would be the default beneficiary, which it encased on account of.
Yes, because it was a very negative
Exactly,
campaign. I mean, you were not really projecting an alternate idea for Delhi.
Exactly. So it was nothing sort of a pro-BJP. It was people, you are angry with the Aam Aadmi Party and you think BJP is best suited, you know, to be rewarded because Congress doesn't have the kind of attraction and traction among the electorate.
Okay. Shelley Oberoi of the Aam Aadmi Party joins us. Shelley Oberoi, how is the Aam Aadmi Party viewing early morning trends? It's 8:30 now.
Hello, Maria. Today is a very important day, and today the Delhi Assembly polls result will be declared. And we have full faith and that we are forming government with full majority. And once again, like in last 10 years, we will get blessings of Delhi people. And Delhi people they have voted for the politics of honesty and work, the work done under the leadership of Arvind Kejriwal. And we have not fought against one party. We have fought against the entire corrupt system. This time, it was good governance model versus corrupt system, where the policies are being made to support the big business tycoon friends. And
it's 21-21.
It was
so
only
even Stephen again for the Aam Aadmi Party and the BJP. Okay, so even while I was speaking that, BJP has gone up by 2 seats. And if you look at the difference from 2020, BJP up 20 seats in postal ballot, Aam Aadmi Party down 22 seats in the postal ballot. Postal ballot, of course, so I will not say much on that. Go ahead, Shelley. Finish your point.
The counting has just started, so these are the initial results.
Yes.
And this time, it was a very different election. It was Arvind Kejriwal on the one side and the other parties, BJP and Congress, as well as the other agencies, whether it is ED, CBI, Delhi Police, Election Commission on the other hand. It was only Arvind Kejriwal ji who could fight against the entire corrupt system.
So the question of level playing field, the same charge is coming here, Amitabh. I mean, nothing new. We have heard this in election after election. And again, let's not forget that when UPA was in power, it faced the same charge from the BJP that there is no level playing field. But I'm talking about the BJP campaign here. Let's look at that. It was a negative campaign, but I would also say that this was a campaign meant to, you know, take that sheen of brand Kejriwal. Because they knew that if Kejriwal's image is dented, then they would have a chance in Delhi.
Yeah, because see, the Aam Aadmi Party's base vote is what? Around 20-25% in the Lok Sabha. But it gets around 54-55% in Vidhan Sabha. This 30% is clearly a leadership vote, which Kejriwal is pulling voters from Congress Party and BJP in a Vidhan Sabha election. So if you're fighting this election, you needed to dent brand Kejriwal. So that's why this liquor gate and Sheesh Mahal were raised to show that brand Kejriwal has weakened and he's deviated from his path or from his earlier stance that he would not take security, he would not live in a palatial house sort of a thing. So they were targeting at that. Once that happened, but BJP's campaign here has also changed over this last month. This was just the initial sort of campaign. Once they realized that this is not perhaps working amongst the poor and the lower class, then they started talking about continuance of the schemes because Aam Aadmi Party's narrative is or was that the BJP would stop the schemes if they come back to power. That was a powerful narrative which Aam Aadmi Party had. So the Prime Minister himself had to come and say that the schemes will be continued. That's number one. And number two, it will be topped up. See, the biggest weakness of Aam Aadmi Party in this campaign has been that they were not able to transfer a single installment of the Mahila Samman Yojana. That is what is very intriguing to me. They had allocated a budget of 2,000 crores, but they did not transfer.
Unlike Maharashtra. Yeah, unlike Maharashtra. So, you know, so here is someone, you know, Shelley, that brings me to that question. That BJP is saying that we delivered in states. If we promised we delivered, it's not freebie per se. But in case of Aam Aadmi Party, you made that promise of 2100. It's your government in power. Why didn't you pay a single installment?
First of all, the spokesperson is talking about the campaign done by BJP.
No, he's not a spokesperson,
Let me
he's
tell
an
you,
analyst.
that
Mr.
was
Amitabh
a
Tiwari.
negative campaign. They have done an electoral scam. They were buying votes and they were misusing their power. On the other hand, when the complaint was filed against them to the Election Commission did not take any action at that time. So they bought, maybe they have bought votes by distributing money, by distributing different household things. But BJP is very overconfident, and definitely this time, Bharatiya Janata Party again, even after 27, 28 years back, the Delhi people have already rejected them, and this time also
Okay.
Bharatiya Janata Party
Charu
will not
Pragya
rule.
of the BJP
And
joins us.
you're talking about fulfilling the promises. What about the 15 lakhs which they promised to transfer into the bank accounts of the
So, you know, we
citizens
will
of
wait
India?
for,
What
we will
about
wait
those
for
promises?
all
What
this.
about
You know,
Bharatiya
your
Janata
reaction,
Party
BJP's
talking
reaction in
about
just a bit. But Anushka is joining
could
us
not
from the Aam
deliver
Aadmi
those.
Party headquarters. I want to understand what's happening at the AAP office. I've covered Aam Aadmi Party from the times that they started, from the Anna Hazare movement. We have seen that enthusiasm, euphoria around Mr. Kejriwal's brand of politics, how he was this outsider who completely disrupted politics of the country. And now, what are you seeing there? The Jhadu, how is it looking?
Well, certainly, Maria, the Aam Aadmi Party leaders have started arriving here. We talked to Jasmine Shah, we talked to Anurag Dhanda. Both of them have echoed that this was the toughest battle that the Aam Aadmi Party had to fight. Now, I'd like to show you some glimpse of the Aam Aadmi Party office and what all is going around here. I'll request my camera person to pan the camera and show you the visuals. We are seeing that the stage is set. All the leaders are arriving one by one, and several of the arrangements have been made here. The Aam Aadmi Party is saying that they will be winning with a comfortable margin this time around. They have also said that this was not just a fight against political parties, but against a corrupt system. Now, remember, during the last leg of this term in Aam Aadmi Party, it was quite tough for all the senior leaderships. We saw several of the senior leaders who had been, in fact, jailed on the corruption charges. And also, we are seeing right now, Aam Aadmi Party is, in fact, saying that they are about to win this election with a comfortable margin. We did see that this was quite an intense and sometimes hostile campaigning that went on. We also saw that the Congress was fighting for resurgence. The BJP was, in fact, trying to give a tough battle. And also, the Aam Aadmi Party's fight for survival. Today is the day when people will get to know what Delhi has decided.
Okay.
But also we are seeing that the Aam Aadmi Party had to face quite a...
Okay, we will come back to you. Charu Pragya of the BJP joins us. Charu, what's happening?
Maria, good morning. I'm at Delhi BJP and the office is buzzing with activity and positive energy. We are waiting to finally see the day when this Aapta will be swept out of Delhi. Delhi has been waiting for this day for a very long time, and the early indications are showing that it will be exactly as we had predicted for months, because here is a political party that has literally gone back on every single thing they said to the electorate in Delhi. They've done a U-turn everywhere. They have done scams, they have filled up their own pockets, and the situation has been dismal. Delhi deserves far, far better, and they're about to get it. Interestingly, all three of the tallest AAP leaders are trailing right now, starting from Arvind Kejriwal, and then Atishi, and then Manish Sisodia. Also interestingly, Aam Aadmi Party is already finding things to blame for their loss. So thankfully, they've not started on the EVMs yet, but they're talking about their candidates being approached. They are talking about complaints being made. Again, they have not backed any of this up with any proof. In fact, we've not even heard the names of the 16 candidates who have apparently been approached. And when the Delhi Anti-Corruption Bureau tried to investigate this, they were turned back. No details were given to them. So all of this is indicative of a massive loss coming Aam Aadmi Party's way, and I'm waiting to
wait for that. Charu, we'll wait for that. It's 8:40. It's only postal ballots. Perhaps now we can tell our viewers that the counting of EVMs have begun. So the counting of EVMs have begun very early in the day. In next few minutes, around 10:30 is when picture will be clear. So we can say it's picture abhi baki hai. So wait for your thoughts. Lots to analyze, lots to contemplate, lots to think about. that how did the BJP in particular manage that answer when it is about face versus face. They completely said, we will not be getting into that domain. When it is about Arvind Kejriwal versus who, repeatedly that question was asked during the course of the campaign. BJP refused to engage on that issue. We have Tanushka joining us. Tanushka, what's the mood on the ground? You are at Gold Market and Delhi is looking bright and sunny.
Yes, exactly, Maria. I am at the Gold Market Counting Center at the New Delhi, where the New Delhi constituency, polls, booths, ballots are being counted at the moment. It is 8:41 right now. We're 40 minutes into counting. Of course, it's only begun at this point. And high stakes battle here, right at the booth where I am at this counting center. Saurabh Bhardwaj, the candidate from Greater Kailash, had gone in earlier, and Sandeep Dikshit, the main contender from this New Delhi constituency seat from the Congress, has also gone in a while back. Remember, this is the seat which is facing a very stiff and very tough triangular contest between former Chief Minister of Delhi, Arvind Kejriwal, and Parvesh Singh Sahib Verma from the BJP, and of course Sandeep Dikshit from the Congress. So it'll be interesting to see, how does the New Delhi constituency seat also fare. And definitely, the Aam Aadmi Party is looking for a hat-trick, looking for a third term here. The BJP, on the other hand, is looking to make a comeback after around 27 years in Delhi all across.
Okay.
So while the Congress, of course, in the last assembly elections has only gotten around 2 seats, so they're also looking to, make some sort of a dent this time.
Okay.
But this is, of course, it's very heated up today. It'll be interesting to see how the results start rolling in.
Okay, and what happens by the end of the day? What happens in the next 2 hours? That will decide the fate of Delhi and in many ways the entire country, because is Delhi really that showcase capital of that India wants to put on the map to tell the who's who visit India, the heads of various countries who visit India? That's the big question that is going to be answered today. Amitabh, a word on Arvind Kejriwal. From the New Delhi constituency in 2020, he had won that seat by 21,687 votes, and we are looking at 843 now, and he is trailing vis-a-vis Mr. Parvesh Verma. Parvesh Verma, another very interesting political figure now, from being one of many BJP MPs in Delhi to not being fielded to now taking on the Chief Minister.
Yeah, so that is a strategy which BJP used in Madhya Pradesh, where they fielded many of their MPs to contest in Vidhan Sabha elections. See, Arvind Kejriwal has got a fight for the first time on this seat after 2013, if you say, when he defeated Sheila Dikshit. Now, what is happening there is that Sandeep Dikshit has also run a very shrill campaign because he wants to probably partake the legacy of her mother, and he feels that Arvind Kejriwal has tarnished the image of Sheila Dikshit, which was largely development, but in the last leg, she has been branded as a corrupt leader, not being able to deliver on the promises. 2G, not 2G rather, CWG scam, etc. So he is contesting a very fierce battle. Now, in a triangular battle, what happens is that with the number of votes reduced, you don't know which candidate is taking over the votes of which party. Now, if Sandeep Dikshit is able to make significant dent in the vote share of Aam Aadmi Party or Arvind Kejriwal, then the BJP obviously has an edge, because the BJP's core vote is higher than Aam Aadmi Party's core vote across the state.
Okay, Amitabh, one question that I have for you. We talk about the difference between the Lok Sabha and the assembly elections. There is a visible shift. Aam Aadmi Party is at around 24-25 in the Lok Sabha. They go up to 51-52 in the Vidhan Sabha. Is it about the floating voters? No, but we know about the split verdict. But what exactly is the 30% vote?
No, see, essentially what happens is that, again, the base vote is 24-25.
Okay, so the BJP at 8:45 has crossed the majority mark, which is 36 in the leads, which is coming in. Let's be clear, this is trends and very, very early. Ladies and gentlemen, very, very early. It's 37 for the BJP. They have made a gain of 30 with regards to 2020 results. Aam Aadmi Party down by 31. They are at 26. But it's not really much of a gap between the two sides. It's 8:45. Still, I would say first round in most constituencies, very, very early. Yes, Amitabh.
Yeah, so essentially again, base vote of Aam Aadmi Party is 20-25, BJP is 35 to 40. So you can say whatever Aam Aadmi Party is getting is traditionally the Congress vote. So it's an anti-BJP vote, let's say, what Aam Aadmi Party is getting. What BJP is getting, the original anti-Congress, now let's say anti-Aam. So that makes it just 65%. So 30-35% voters are not aligned to any party ideologically. Because again, middle class is not ideologically aligned to any party. It keeps on shifting from one party to another depending upon the category of the election. Now, Aam Aadmi Party, what I call is depends upon a borrowed vote. It borrows voters from Congress and BJP who have voted for it in Lok Sabha election, in the Vidhan Sabha election. On brand Kejriwal, some may be voting because they are beneficiaries of central government for BJP in the Lok Sabha, but they are beneficiaries of the state government schemes here.
So what kind of schemes do you think the middle class would be getting?
From
Aam Aadmi Party.
the middle class is also getting 50% subsidy on the electricity bills above 200 units, correct? The free bus travel for women, some of the middle class are using it, but largely it is poor and lower socio-economic class section.
My question now to Sajjan is that if these numbers actually hold and if this is how it continues for the next 2 hours, so it's clearly not a cliffhanger for the capital. It's a clear verdict which is coming in for the BJP.
Yeah.
But the question is that did the elections shift on 1st of February? When Nirmala Sitharaman inside the Lok Sabha announced that big tax relief for the middle class.
Yes, certainly. I mean, if you see the 1st February, certainly middle class inclination was already there. The question is about further consolidation. And it's not only a question of who we consider as the middle class, because if you see on the ground, there are also a significant section of the electorates in Delhi who in their own perception consider themselves as the middle class. I mean, that's a very interesting thing, your self-perception. So many times you take a cab or something and you talk to the person, and depending upon their background and maybe regional identity, they will identify themselves as belonging to the poor or the middle class. So this is one. Two, what also contributed, if this number holds true, it's like a parallel of 2012 UP elections, wherein Mayawati was the incumbent. So while Congress therein also did not have much traction, but Rahul Gandhi in Bhatta Parsol and many other, they all collectively along with the BJP contributed to the anti-incumbency sentiment. Primarily it was the Samajwadi Party which became the best bet.
Yes.
So in this election also, see, we have been talking about how much vote Congress could get away from Aam Aadmi Party base. That's not important. The question is, both Congress and BJP collectively targeted in a synchronized way around the same issue of corruption and failure of governance, the Aam Aadmi Party. And therefore, certainly Congress contribution should also be assessed, not the voting percentage that it split away from the Aam Aadmi Party base, but also the contribution to the anti-incumbency move.
Amplification of the anti-incumbency
and wherein the voters, sense of disillusionment amplified, but they chose BJP, as their alternative. Okay. So that is why,
Okay, so let's have that visual a little bigger on the screen. I think those are the visuals of Parvesh Verma. Parvesh Verma earlier in the day praying in one of the temples in Delhi. If it actually turns out that he manages to defeat the Chief Minister, will fortunes turn completely for him? What will this mean for Parvesh Verma in particular? Charu Pragya, all of you have worked very closely with him, in Delhi, and we would often speak as reporters, Charu, that Delhi unit was a very disjointed unit. But if BJP manages to pull this election through, then that will also become a falsehood, that it's not really a disjointed unit, or perhaps all the pieces came together for this election because they understood how important it is for the party.
Maria, I don't think we have ever been a unit that's disjointed in any way. And what we have this time is the added burden on all of us to contest this in the best possible way, because Delhi has been suffering. Whichever way you look at it, the budgets have been siphoned off, CAG reports have not been tabled, there are discrepancies in finance everywhere, there is trouble with just finding decent air to breathe and water to drink. That's the state at which Delhi is today. And when the state sees that Modi's guarantees have worked fabulously at the national level, when the state sees that all the promises that have been made to all the other states BJP has a government in, Delhi wants to catch up and catch up fast. And that's, I think, one reason why we are seeing such a huge trend of the votes following BJP's way. I'm not calling out the election just yet, but we have been confident of winning this for all of these reasons, because we deliver whatever we promise on, because we make sure that there is no siphoning off of funds in the name of welfare schemes like Aam Aadmi Party has been doing. And we are in fact in a position now where we've pledged that Abda needs to be swept out. I think that's where it begins in Delhi, because the way we've seen mismanagement and misgovernance, that needs to end. And why shouldn't it? Because Delhi is the capital of India. Our country is doing so well. We are thriving in all parameters. We are performing brilliantly on every other parameter.
For 30 minutes is the Congress number. It's still at 1. That seems to be not moving. So, Aam Aadmi Party should be at least taking relief in that when it is the opposition space perhaps, or too early again, I'm saying with a lot of caution, a lot of health warning, it's 8:52. These are, perhaps even the first round of counting would not be over in most of these seats that we are looking at. But the leads have come in of 65 seats out of 70. The BJP is at 37, up 30 seats from 2020. What is turning out is that the big faces of the Aam Aadmi Party at the moment are trailing. Be it Atishi or Mr. Kejriwal himself, they appear to be trailing. So that's certainly a matter of concern for the Aam Aadmi Party. Shelley, 30 seconds and then we move on to others.
See, everybody knows that in last 1.5 years, Aam Aadmi Party has faced a lot of challenges. And even after overcoming all those challenges, we have fought really well. And we don't do politics for the vote bank. We try to fulfill all our promises, whether it is good governance model, good education, good hospital, free bijli, pani, policies for elderly people, policy for women. And definitely we have full faith. It is just a start. It's just a wait and watch situation. And after a few hours, after a few minutes, definitely we'll get to know the reality. And we have full faith that Delhi people has voted for us. And we will be forming government with full majority. And once again, we will be getting the blessings of the Delhiites. And Delhi people have trusted us in last 10 years. And we have fulfilled all their promises.
Yes, but one thing is clear that for 10 long years, yes, Charu, quickly.
Can I just quickly interject?
Go ahead.
Very quickly. So, you know, when Aam Aadmi Party keeps talking about the difficulties they have faced in the last 1.5 years, who did you have to blame for those difficulties? You were the ones who made a very sketchy liquor policy which you had to take back. You were the ones who were siphoning off funds. You were the ones who got into making sure Delhi Jal Board sank, literally sank. You were the ones who were carrying out scams in the name of mohalla clinics. So you have nobody to blame but yourself. And you should not keep complaining about a difficult time because you only faced what you did. You know, you were reaping the fruits of what you sowed.
Okay, let's move on. This will continue. BJP. Okay, Ghazali is now joining us from Maharani Bagh constituency. In fact, polling center, the accounting center, that's where counting is going on. Ghazali, can we tell our viewers which stage of counting is on? How many rounds done? It's too early, it's 8:55 only, but is one round of counting over?
Yeah, one round is over, but there is no clear information coming out of the counting center that how many rounds have been, how many rounds are over. Even the Aam Aadmi supporters are tight-lipped after the television channels have started showing the trends that Atishi is trailing here. And particularly not just for the Kalkaji seat, this counting center serves the counting is happening for 4 constituencies, including Okhla as well, a very tightly contested seat right now for AAP's Amanatullah Khan. So these 2 seats are something for which the Aam Aadmi supporters are lined up here. They're waiting for every update. Atishi went inside, Al-Kalamba is inside, Manish Sisodia is also coming just a short while back, to say half an hour ago.
Okay.
So we
So
can
the
say
gap
that
between the
whatever,
BJP and the Aam Aadmi
trends are
Party has
appearing as of
increased.
now,
It's
no
15
complete
seats.
information is
It's
coming
15
from the
seats
counting
now
center, but we can say
between
that
the two
just one
parties,
round
Aam Aadmi
is over
Party
is
and the
what we have been
BJP.
told.
We were talking about the Kalkaji seat. Kalkaji is witnessing a 3-way contest. Ghazali, just wait for a moment. Aam Aadmi Party, remember, has Atishi, the chief minister from there. It's Al-Kalamba of the Congress, and also Ramesh Buduri of the BJP. The constituency in all has 1,94,515 voters. In 2020, BJP's Dharambir Singh got defeated at the hands of Atishi by 11,393 votes. But the gap between the two sides, the BJP and the Aam Aadmi Party, is increasing, and it seems that the BJP is only consolidating, but it's only first round which has got over. A word, and before we take a quick break here, Sajjan,
certainly,
because it's, if the gap is only increasing, 25-41.
Gap is increasing, and also, I mean, while there was a clear thing that Aam Aadmi Party was facing the anti-incumbency, I mean, if the trends continue, it shows that, I mean, the anti-incumbency only kept on increasing, you know, and it defied the class logic which was there initially. And therein we see that, I mean, kind of a concert. So one interesting thing is that it was not just the BJP, RSS and lots many other affiliate organizations outreach among the voters. I mean, Congress outreach also contributed to BJP's kitty by amplifying the sentiment. So certainly we see that now, as you see, if the gap is increasing, and thereby anti-incumbency that was visible only intensified, you know. So this is primarily an anti-AAP vote, which BJP became a beneficiary of.
And interestingly, you know, this is a seat where the women voters outnumbered men. And Sikhs were, I mean, the demography of Sikh were supposed to be backing Atishi. So now I'm
a
just,
woman chief minister.
Yeah, a woman chief minister.
If the woman chief minister is not getting support of that 2,100 rupee scheme of the Aam Aadmi Party,
that itself speaks,
explain.
Also, she was not, and Maria, she was not asking votes on the name of her work. She was asking for Kejriwal. So people just really, I mean, though she was the woman chief minister, and then Delhi should have been proud of with so much, burden of this lying on the woman voter and women voters being the X factor in this election. I did not see any campaign which highlighted Atishi or her work for the woman particularly also. It was all around Kejriwal and 2,100 rupees. But when it comes to freebie, we are forgetting that Congress also matched the freebies. So when everybody's manifesto looked the same, the freebies looked the same, I think the clock, the needles get stuck on the credibility. कि किसने दिया है? And I think this is where the AAP made a mistake, where they could have dispersed amount, whatever 2,100 while they were in government. Atishi is still the CM of the Delhi state, but she did not do that as they did it in the Jharkhand for Maya Yojana or in the Maharashtra for the Ladki Behan. Even in Madhya Pradesh, because Ladli Behna scheme was going on. So here it felt like कि पता नहीं करेगा नहीं करेगा, and when Prime Minister comes in the picture, he says 8 March को आपके account में पैसे आ जाएंगे.
Yes, on the Women's
So
Day.
credibility between the Aam Aadmi Party and Arvind Kejriwal versus Narendra Modi, you have no match.
See, as I said, and from day one I've said this Mahila Samman Yojana is not going to work for the Aam Aadmi Party because you have not transferred the money. Wherever it has worked, people have transferred 3 to 6 months of installments.
That's right.
And then it becomes a promise versus promise. And then it becomes the question of who has fulfilled this promise. Your Punjab government has not. You have not, despite creating a budget of 2,000 crores. But Congress has in Karnataka, BJP has in Maharashtra, MP, JMM has in Jharkhand. So why were you not able to transfer? So that is one of the key weaknesses. Maybe the LG would not have let it happen, but that would have earned brownie points for the Aam Aadmi Party. Why did they not recommend the file to LG? That is something I am totally lost about. This is a crucial piece of strategy which the Aam Aadmi Party has missed in this election.
Absolutely. Let's bring in Aishwarya Jain, who's joining us from the BJP office. Aishwarya, 9 a.m. and the BJP only consolidating its position. They are at 42, up 35 from 2020. And, you know, as the Home Minister had said much before the entire furore started, he said, "Chunav to abhi shuru hua hai." And that time it looked like does the BJP really have the strategy? And let's not forget that was said famously before 1st of February. Did the 1st of February, that announcement that came from Finance Minister, change the elections for the BJP? Early moment, but yes, let's talk about it. What are you seeing at the BJP office?
Well, and this is a place where all these strategies had been planned by the Bharatiya Janata Party top leadership. We saw multiple times BJP President JP Nadda, Home Minister Amit Shah himself arriving at this very office, which is at Pandit Pant Marg, the BJP Delhi state headquarters. And there was a war room that was set up. 352 Bharatiya Janata Party workers worked day and night for the strategic planning and how the polling will go on. Certainly, it is now going in favor of the Bharatiya Janata Party, and the clear message had been given by the top leadership, and we have been speaking to the top leaders of the Bharatiya Janata Party that still wait and watch, because 1 hour or so is very crucial, and till that time there should be no celebration. Of course, let me show you the glimpse of what the BJP state headquarters is currently looking like. A lot of people starting from the main gate of the BJP state headquarters at Pandit Pant Marg are entering. The leaders have already started arriving in at the Pandit Pant Marg state headquarters early this morning, and they are glued to the television screens for these early trends. But as I said, the messaging has been clear that they should wait till the final picture doesn't arrive. No celebration till that, because Delhi elections are very neck to neck. Of course, the BJP leaders are very, very confident of winning this time, pulling this time off and coming back to the power after almost 27 years. And therefore, the reason perhaps a temple run since morning has begun. Now, Virendra Sachdeva also is at Hanuman temple, and from there he will be coming back to the BJP state headquarters. Parvesh Verma already, we saw those visuals of him going to the Hanuman temple, and that's the kind of tradition that the BJP leaders usually follow. So, where will this trend that we are witnessing right now will continue for the next 1 or 2 hours and will give a way to BJP to form government is something that would be very interesting to see.
Right, Aishwarya, thank you so much for joining us. We'll keep coming back to you. So a great degree of caution on the part of the BJP as we look at these numbers. For all those who are joining us at the moment, we can tell them that the counting began at 8 a.m. It's a high-stakes battle for Delhi, a prestige battle for the BJP, a battle for existential, or should I say survival for the Aam Aadmi Party, and a battle for relevance for the Congress Party. We have Professor Sandeep Shastri joining us, Neerja Chaudhary joining us, Sujata continues to be with us. Professor Shastri, 9 a.m., very early, but in early trends, very, very early trends, it looks like that the pollsters may have got it right.
Yes, and we have now the trends from all the 70 seats. The direction of the result seems to be what the exit polls projected, though of course as of now the intensity of victory is not what was projected in the exit polls, but then maybe that is too early to say that. We will need to wait till 10:15. And what's important is, while the Aam Aadmi Party may be leading in 26 seats, all its three big leaders are trailing and consistently trailing from the beginning. For the last 1 hour. And sorry?
For the last 1 hour.
Yes,
counting began at 8.
That would be a matter of alarm. And the 26 seats they are leading is actually those seats where you have a significant presence of the economically less privileged. So that, I think, is sending another interesting message that the security, the economic guarantees that were given seem to be having some impact, and at least in some segments of the voters, it is seen in the trends that we are now witnessing.
Okay, so if we look at the picture of Delhi, and I'll ask the producer to put that on full screen, Juhi, let's look at the full picture of Delhi and try and analyze that with Neerja Chaudhary. Neerja, this is how Delhi is looking at the moment. It's 9:05, very, very early, but it is saffron all the way.
I think though 9:05 early trends, the trend is very clear. And you're right, it is the way the exit polls predicted, which means the exit polls caught a desire for change that was prevalent in all parts of Delhi. I agree with Mr. Shastri that, you know, the poorer sections have stuck by Kejriwal and Aam Aadmi Party and sworn by what they have done. But even amongst the poorer sections, I think people have shifted because you cannot be leading in 43 or 44 seats without other sections having shifted to the other side. And I think overall they felt it's not it's not anger manifesting itself. It is that you did not do enough for us, and maybe after 10 years we need change, and a hope that BJP also in power at the center may be able to put in resources and do things which are big ticket,
yes, and also a message that they do not want a government which passes the buck, which indulges in constant blame game and is at constant loggerheads. They want a functioning government.
I think that is more it. Loggerheads is what people were afraid of.
हमेशा लड़ते रहते हैं. That was the message.
हाँ, लड़ते रहेंगे. अगर आम आदमी पार्टी आ गई, अच्छा किया हम लोगों के लिए, लेकिन लड़ते ही रहेंगे आगे जाके. और बीजेपी नहीं करने देगी. ये भी एक feeling थी. Therefore, bring BJP in. It's a very pragmatic voter that's coming to the fore increasingly.
An unpredictable voter which is saying that when the Delhi metro stops, at the moment 9-7, it is 44 for the BJP, 25 for the Aam Aadmi Party, 1 for the Congress. And this is early trends, ladies and gentlemen, for all the viewers who are joining us. Very, very early trends, but it's showing that the exit polls may get it right. In another 1 hour, the picture will be clear.
But while you said it's an unpredictable voter, it is a very assertive voter.
Assertive voter. And the same voter which is capable of defeating powerful leaders, like they did with Sheila Dikshit, the darling of Delhi.
As I said on your show last night,
yes,
the ultimate victor today will be the voter of Delhi.
But Delhi has always been the demanding electorate. I mean, if I want it, if you give me that, I'm going to vote for you. But you know what is interesting, and I see that as a Aam Aadmi Party was once known for its booth management, people who were working voluntarily, you know, without any interest. I think over the period of time where the Arvind Kejriwal's, you know, the reputation getting dented and credibility being in question, they have lost that. Even and RSS. 50,000 meetings, 30 district, 173 nagars with Starbucks all across, and going and doing these drawing room board meetings. I think that we should not forget that they are doing a Maharashtra in Delhi once more.
Okay. Neeja ma'am, I'm going to come to you because let's get in Bobby Badal of the Aam Aadmi Party and Anirudh Pratap of the BJP and Supriya Shrinate of the Congress Party. Supriya, I'm going to begin with you. How is the Congress Party looking at these numbers? Of course, very, very early trends. You know, I did sense a lot of nostalgia for Sheila Dikshit on ground. Every time they would talk about Arvind Kejriwal, they would often say that Sheila Dikshit would not fight with the centre.
Thanks very much for having me on the show, and it's a good evening to all your viewers and my fellow panelists, firstly. I think we fought this election in a very, very spirited campaign. I heard someone say that ultimately the winner is the voter of Delhi, and I would concede to that. And I do believe that at every level, anybody who takes the voter for granted, anybody who believes that, you know, filibustering and arrogance can see them through the day, has been shown their place today. So I do believe that AAP has a lot of lessons to learn. As far as the Congress is concerned, I think we need to go back to the drawing board. We need to do a lot of ground exercises. We need to do a lot of block building. We need to do a lot of our own cadre management. Much better than before, I would say. I'm sure the final tally of voter share will come soon, and I think our performance will be better than before. But of course, nowhere to where we have been. You are absolutely right. On the ground, there's a lot of nostalgia for Sheila ji, but nostalgia doesn't see you forward. And I do believe that we have a lot of exercise on hand. But as far as these early trends are concerned, I think the voter of Delhi has spoken decisively, and the voter of Delhi is saying, I am not going to give in to filibustering. And I think political arrogance of any kind will be punished. And I think that's what is happening with the incumbent government here.
The question is, does it really humble leaders? Bobby Badal, does it humble Mr. Kejriwal and the Aam Aadmi Party? Too early. I would not be sitting in judgment over now. because it's 9-10 only, but it's consolidating for the BJP.
Ma'am, actually, if you see the heart of the Aam Aadmi Party volunteers, we are very proud of Mr. Kejriwal. The way he has fought this election and the way the party is still in a strong position. And let me tell you, if Delhi police and EC had done their duty, there would have not have been any contest here. So we have seen an election.
But Mr. Badal, my question is that this is the same Delhi police and the election commission which did its duty, and you won 67 in 2015 and you won 62 last time around. So where did the election commission get right then and go wrong now?
No, allow me.
Yes.
After Haryana and Maharashtra, the problem started. The BJP thought it will manage elections. It will not earn the mandate. It will not earn the mandate. It will steal the mandate. The Congress, of course, yesterday only, they have done a press conference about Maharashtra voters being more than the Maharashtra population. So I think this election was badly managed, and Delhi, the BJP tried everything. So I think Kejriwal stands very tall today.
Okay, Mr. Kejriwal stands tall, and the BJP, despite these numbers consolidating in their favor, is appearing to be weak. That is the reading of the Aam Aadmi Party, Anirudh Pratap.
I think we should wait another 1 hour.
Absolutely, we are waiting.
और मुझे लगता है कि केजरीवाल जी को अभी एक ऑडियो आ रहा है कि नहीं जा रहा है?
जी बोलिए।
जी केजरीवाल जी को अभी 1 घंटे तक इंतजार करना चाहिए, क्योंकि उनको वेट करने के बाद 1 घंटे के बाद ईवीएम पे ठीकरा फोड़ना है इनको कि कितने वोट टर्न आउट इधर हुए, कितने वोट उधर टर्न आउट हुए। क्योंकि एक बहाना इनको, जो स्क्रिप्टेड स्टोरी कल से चल रही है, 3-4 दिन पहले से भी इन्होंने कहा था 10% वोट इधर उधर होगा, तो सिर्फ 1.5 घंटे वेट इसी करना चाहिए कि ईवीएम पे कब इनके ऊपर ठीकरा फोड़ना है। और हम लोग तो इन्जॉय कर रहे हैं बीजेपी मीडिया पवेलियन में बैठ के डिफरेंट चैनल पर डिबेट करके। बस टैली आपकी देख रहे 44 हो गए, 25 आम आदमी पार्टी है।
Okay, let's bring in Neerja again. Neerja, 44 is how it is looking, up 36 for the BJP. They have crossed the halfway mark. So it's not really a close election or a close contest. If these numbers actually consolidate and convert into actual results, it would mean that Delhi voter has voted for change. They do not believe in continuity, and more than anything else, it's a referendum on Mr. Kejriwal. What happens to him now?
I think the AAP leader is right when he says the Kejriwal, Sisodia, they have fought back valiantly, no doubt about that. From the time that they came out of prison, they've been doing padyatras, door-to-door campaign. It's not that they have not fought back. And earlier you were saying, you know, the BJP has an organizational heft. Now, Aam Aadmi Party's organization, while booth level management has been there in the past, is no match for the BJP's organizational strength. Not only the organization, the RSS that you talked about, the thousands of meetings that they've held, as in Haryana and in Maharashtra. But if the mood at the ground level begins to shift, then these things don't work beyond a point.
Yeah.
And it's the mood of the Delhi wala that shifted. And somewhere either fatigue or let's try change, or you know what we say, the double engine sarkar will work better, they will get resources. And a voter, as I say again and again, turning much more transactional and what am I going to get out of it? So I think, and there is also a tendency, as in 2024 Lok Sabha election, थोड़ा सा झटका दो इनको, बहुत ज़्यादा नहीं होने दो. So also I think, yeah, they are not wiped out, but they have certainly been given a jolt.
Maria, to extend that point, I think there is the constellation of factors which seem to have worked in favor of the BJP. The fact that the Aam Aadmi Party was in power for 10 years and a anti-incumbency against them, a fatigue with the government, the fact that the BJP launched a very aggressive campaign in the Delhi elections, and that also to some extent appealed to the voters that maybe it's time to give a chance. And I would also endorse the point that Neerja made, that while the Aam Aadmi Party's leaders may be trailing, I think we need to also look at the larger picture. We have had many cases in the past where parties have done well and their leaders have lost. You see, so
Nandigram, classic example. I mean,
West Bengal.
Yes, Mamata Banerjee losing.
Even Uttarakhand.
Even Uttarakhand.
That's right.
So I think the leaders losing their individual seats is a byproduct of local factors, and which has to be seen independently of the Aam Aadmi Party also falling from 60 plus to 25 as the trends today show. So I think both are a byproduct of different factors. The party not doing well in Delhi and its key leaders losing. I think separate set of factors are accountable for both these developments.
Okay, so let's move, region-wise. And Professor Shastri and Neeja Chaudhary, please jump in on this. If we were to look at, the South Delhi, in all 12 seats, the BJP leading in 9, Aam Aadmi Party in 3, which essentially means Aam Aadmi Party down by 9. So South Delhi, it certainly doesn't look very promising, and South Delhi is the region which has the New Delhi constituency.
Correct.
Which is Arvind Kejriwal's constituency, and also this is the region where one would say that all the VIPs live.
The government officials also.
The government officials live. So that's where the 8th Pay Commission comes into play.
The budget comes into
play. The budget comes into play.
The Valmiki Samaj comes into play.
The Valmiki Samaj comes.
And all these seats were won by the AAP last time.
Yes, all the seats were won by
them.
Absolutely. The South Delhi entire region was won by the Aam Aadmi Party. Let's move ahead and go to West Delhi now. 11 seats in all. We are looking at Aam Aadmi Party at 2, BJP at 9, Aam Aadmi Party down by 9. So again, this is the place where it was full-on number for the Aam Aadmi Party. Again, they are down. West Delhi, a word on that, Neerja?
Yeah, West Delhi was in earlier years a bastion of the BJP, the heart of BJP support. In the old Punjabi Khatri, post-partition people who came. And so it is turning back to BJP. To me is not surprising. It's the first area that would turn back to the BJP. And of course the whole middle class factor that's worked in South Delhi, in New Delhi, also here. The middle class has turned away pretty solidly against the Aam Aadmi Party.
I think Delhi has voted decisively, as it does all the time. There is no confusion. I think voters had made their mind completely that, okay, we gave 10 years to Kejriwal, now let's change the government, see what's not been done. Because I think, here we become very class status company, okay, middle class, and then the jhuggi jhopadi and the upper class. But I think the problem of road, the problem of sewer, the problem of this kude ka pahar is a constant reminder of things not being done on your face. While you're going to office, while you're going to your work, while your children are coming from. So I think that has really...
Living in Delhi has
MCD is actually
it's an everyday struggle almost. I mean, you are navigating through this traffic. There is a problem of sewer. There is a problem of water. I mean, you're struggling.
And you're thinking, is baar isko vote nahi denge.
Yes, okay, so let's bring, yes, sir.
I think it's a question, as we have always been saying, of 3 A's. The aspirations of people.
Absolutely.
The anxieties of people. And of course, the attitudes of parties and people.
And the anger.
You see a combination of all these things.
Anger.
Okay,
and this translates sometimes into anger and
Outer
anguish.
Delhi now. And Outer Delhi has 19 seats in all. BJP at 11, Aam Aadmi Party at 7. And Congress is opening its account here. 1 seat that it's getting, it's in Outer Delhi. Supriya Shrinate, a word on it? Supriya, if you heard me.
Look, I did. I've been hearing the analysis, and I agree with some parts of it. I don't think anybody can take governance lightly, and I don't think anybody can take governance for granted either. I think that's what AAP did. You can keep building models, and people are going to break them, which was classic with India Shining, which was classic with 400 Par. I do believe, as far as the Congress party is concerned, a lot of this result has to do with the spirited campaign by the Congress party. I mean, today the Aam Aadmi Party is suddenly waking up and talking about how we did a press conference. You were the first to ridicule us when we actually asked the question that how did the number of voters in Maharashtra exceed the adult population of Maharashtra. You questioned us. You questioned us when we said that how did the exact number of voters get added in 5 months like they did in 5 years in Maharashtra. So there are lessons for political parties to learn in this election, and I think AAP will learn a lesson of humility. You can keep calling pot shots at whether it's the Congress or the BJP. You can keep fighting with the government at the center or the LG. The reality is that when it comes to governance, and you raised this point with me earlier, Maria, about Sheila Dikshit, and one of the most famous anecdotes about Sheila Dikshit is that she had gone to Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji for some work, and tempers flew high, and that meeting was going to end, and she simply just said, "Aap chai nahi pilayenge," and got everything done. So I think it's a matter of you choose your battles to fight. You can choose political battles, but you don't choose governance battles. And as far as Delhi was concerned,
I agree with you, Supriya.
And I think that is the problem.
That certainly is a message, because Sheila Dikshit did walk that extra mile in order to ensure that the government of Delhi functions and people of Delhi get that relief repeatedly. She used to work in complete, sync with Mr. Atal Bihari Vajpayee and the Lieutenant Governor at that time as well. So let's get in Ishika now, joining us from Hanuman Mandir. That's where Virendra Sachdeva is. Ishika has been speaking to Virendra Sachdeva regularly during the entire election campaign. Virendra Sachdeva there to offer prayers. He is the Delhi BJP chief, did play a role in ensuring that the Delhi unit stays intact and works in complete sync, I would say. Ishika, what are you seeing? Okay, we'll patch again with Ishika. So these are the visuals coming in. Please go ahead, Sujata.
What amazes me is that Congress constantly has been talking about Sheila Dikshit and her work. But the way they ditched Sheila Dikshit, after allegations were laid on her, I think they made her a scapegoat, and the party and a third-term chief minister party did not even bother to back her up. Even Sandeep Dikshit, for a very long time, he was just sidelined. And you come, and in this election you have this sometime hot, sometime cold. You had no strategy. Even imagine Ajay Markan's press conference being cancelled, and then once the India Alliance played on you, where all the Akhilesh Yadav and TMC started supporting Aam Aadmi Party, you started saying, okay, now let's...
We will talk about Virendra Sachdeva now in the role of the BJP state unit and also of the RSS. But Ishika is joining us. Ishika, what are you seeing?
Well, currently we are at the Hanuman Mandir here at Connaught Place, a very iconic place that has certainly played a very crucial part if we look at the political journey of many leaders here. Currently, Virendra Sachdeva, the Delhi BJP president, is here offering prayers, certainly expecting that whatever the exit polls showed becomes a reality today for the BJP. We are showing you the live visuals here from the Connaught Place. You can see Delhi BJP president Virendra Sachdeva here offering prayers here. Now, BJP says that it is very confident that the drought of certainly around 27 years will be ending today. So certainly one last step, that is offering prayers and expecting that the expectations today turn to reality ahead of the big mandate here, because we have seen all the leaders are going for a temple run today. Remains to be seen how it is going to impact, but certainly you can see that Virendra Sachdeva, if we talk about, he himself had said that he would not be contesting this time, because he has been given the responsibility of making sure that this time BJP wins. So if that happens, certainly he will also be emerging as a kingmaker today. So certainly big responsibility on his shoulders as well. Remains to be seen how it is going to pan out in the coming hours. But as of now, we currently show you the live visuals here. You can see at the Connaught Place temple, you can see Virendra Sachdeva offering prayers here. BJP saying that corruption this time, they are very confident, will turn out to be a defining factor. The allegations regarding the CAG report, be it the environment cess tax, or be it in fact, the Sheesh Mahal row, all of that will be working today. That is what they believe that the voters would have voted for. So it's certainly live visuals that we are showing you on our screen.
So certainly remains to be seen, will it be in the favor or not, but early trends certainly motivating the BJP cadre here, and that is why we are seeing that the leaders also seem to be quite confident this time of, of BJP making a comeback. Over to you.
Okay. Virendra Sachdeva very unassuming, but it was about Nirja. That Delhi unit, which clearly was disjointed, had faced a lot of questions, was kept together, and that was a challenge. So Virendra Sachdeva may not be in the running for the chief minister, but he is definitely an organization man.
Yes, yes, and he must be given due credit for it, for heading the party in Delhi and taking it to this kind of number. Absolutely. Though, as I say, the entire national BJP put its weight behind with all its resources. The RSS put its weight behind completely in this campaign, and they had the benefit of that. So that is something neither the Congress had, nor the Aam Aadmi Party has, nor any of the other regional parties have. Very interesting question would be to ask Supriya if she is there.
Yes.
Why is that the Congress did not take the space of Aam Aadmi Party? Why was, against the Aam Aadmi Party, why is it that the BJP has taken that space? Even though there is a whole legacy of Sheila Dikshit.
Supriya?
Yeah, sure. I'd like to answer that question, and I'd also like to answer some very irresponsible comments made by, I don't know if it's a BJP, I actually don't know who made that comment, whether it's some guest on your channel or a BJP spokesperson. But I do believe, and I said it to begin with, I do believe that we need to work on our cadre. I don't think we have an organization strong enough that could have been an alternative to the Aam Aadmi Party, and I think that's where the BJP scored over us. I have no qualms in admitting that.
Okay,
And I have
a
no
quick
qualms.
update. We are looking at 9:30 now, and the BJP is at 50, up 42 from 2020. Aam Aadmi Party further down. If these numbers hold and translate into actual results by 10:30 a.m., then it is a landslide victory for the party which has not been in power for 27 years. Please go ahead, Supriya.
No, the only simple point I was trying to make is that I am honest and candid enough to admit that our organization wasn't strong enough to perhaps offer an alternative. But the reality is that our spirited campaign did expose Mr. Kejriwal greatly. And I also think there's a lesson for a lot of people who choose sides during elections. I have no qualms in a lot of our alliance partners choosing to stand with the Aam Aadmi Party. But I think this is an ideological fight. And Aam Aadmi Party's ideology, if you ask me, was compromised for a while now. They did not know what do they stand for, who do they oppose, and which is why you're perhaps also seeing the results that you are. I do believe that there is I'm sure that they'll look to fight this another day. But as far as we are concerned, there are big lessons for us. And the first lesson is that we have to rebuild our organization, something that we
Supriya, a word now coming in from Virendra Sachdeva, Delhi BJP chief. Let's cut across.
देखिए अभी जो रुझान है वो हमारी आशा के अनुरूप है, लेकिन परिणाम आने की हम प्रतीक्षा करेंगे। मुझे बार बार इस बात को कहने में कोई संकोच नहीं है कि दिल्ली में हमारे कार्यकर्ताओं ने बहुत जुनून और शिद्दत के साथ काम किया है और जनता ने भी भरपूर आशीर्वाद दिया है। जनता को भ्रष्टाचार और विकास का मॉडल चुनना था, तो उन्होंने प्रधानमंत्री श्रीमान नरेंद्र मोदी के नेतृत्व को सलाम किया है और ये जीत हमारे राष्ट्रीय नेतृत्व की, माननीय प्रधानमंत्री के काम की जीत होगी, जो मुझे ऐसा लगता है। निस्संदेह हम दिल्ली में डबल इंजन की सरकार बनाएंगे।
सर, जितने बड़े नेता आम आदमी पार्टी के वो चुनाव हारते हुए नजर आ रहे हैं। केजरीवाल भी पीछे हैं, मनीष सिसोदिया भी पीछे हैं, मुख्यमंत्री भी पीछे हैं।
देखिए, हम सुबह से एक बात कह रहे हैं कि हमने दिल्ली का चुनाव दिल्ली के मुद्दों पर लड़ा है। हम अरविंद केजरीवाल से बार बार भ्रष्टाचार की बात पूछते थे, शीश महल की बात पूछते थे, शराब घोटाले की बात पूछते थे, टूटी हुई सड़कों की बात करते थे, सीवेज के ओवरफ्लो की बात करते थे, गंदगी की बात करते थे, गंदे पानी की बात करते थे, लेकिन अरविंद केजरीवाल
Okay, so 50 is what we are looking at. It's 9:30. All the three heavyweights of the Aam Aadmi Party, from Manish Sisodia to Atishi, who's the present Chief Minister, and Aam Aadmi Party Chief and the face of this election, that is Mr. Kejriwal, are trailing. We are looking at 9:30. The numbers are only consolidating for the BJP. So what happens now? How many rounds do you think it would be over, Professor Shastri?
I don't know of the exact rounds, but I think, as we have been saying since morning, by around 10:30, the picture would be clear. And if these trends hold, I think our
10 o'clock.
by 10:30 that should be clear. And I think what is seen now is a visible and very clear and very emphatic endorsement of the BJP by the voter in Delhi. And it's not a wipeout for the AAP as some people thought. They would be a responsible opposition, hopefully, with 19 to 20 seats. And the fact that the three major leaders are trailing is again a huge setback for the party as it dons the role of an opposition at the state level.
May not even become the LOP. You know, if he loses, then he doesn't even become the LOP. Forget the CM. That is definitely not.
And I'm looking at 1993 results. That was the last time the BJP came to power, Nirja. They had won 49 of 70 seats. This is becoming better than that, if it actually moves upwards of 50 now. And they had polled around 42.8%. If we are looking at a number of 50, it means BJP's numbers in Delhi, the voter percentage would be in the range similar to their Lok Sabha numbers.
Yeah,
upwards of 49, perhaps even 50%.
It could be, depends on the tightness of the race.
Tightness of the race.
It would definitely be above 45, 46.
47.
And if the margins are huge, it would be 49 plus, as you said. But I would suspect it is in the range of 46 to 40.
So that means they have been able to hold the 30% swing voters, which used to vote them in the Lok Sabha, but not in Vidhan Sabha. Now they've been able to hold that.
That is the critical part.
And they only needed 10%. So if they hold that, then because they were not like, you know, the 38%, they had the vote share even in this.
Okay. Aishwarya, since Aishwarya has been tracking Parvesh Verma all through this entire campaign. He spoke to him multiple times and he's joining us now from the BJP office. Aishwarya, Parvesh Verma did not get tickets in the Lok Sabha. He was certainly disheartened, but he makes a comeback on this as someone who manages to defeat the Aam Aadmi Party patron. If that happens, of course it's 9:30, we are going with a lot of caution, but that will be the story of a leader then. He has come out of the shadows of his father, the late father.
Certainly, and that would be the biggest story of the Delhi elections. It was huge allegations that was leveled by Arvind Kejriwal in the entire election campaigning that we witnessed during the Delhi elections against Parvesh Verma for distributing money, for distributing funds. Multiple times the Punjab Chief Minister, the Aam Aadmi Party Chief Arvind Kejriwal, Delhi Chief Minister Atishi went to the Election Commission, complained against Parvesh Verma. But